You know what? They say my sisters are stubborn. You know what? You know what? On this one right here, there may be a little bit of truth to it. Maybe a little bit of truth to that stubbornness. But I'm gonna bring an unpopular switch to that. I tend to believe that, yeah, it may be true that some of my sisters are stubborn. But the unpopular part that I want to throw out there is the reason being that they tend to be a little bit stubborn is because they really are smart. You know what I mean? Like, stubborn means changing someone's position or changing someone's attitude. And I tend to believe that just around the sisters I've been around, again, your own experience, not this dumb stuff that you watch and you hear on social medias. My own experience is being around a lot of the sisters that I've been around. Got some little animals coming to talk to the man. It's because they've been sharp. They were smart, intelligent. You know, my sister, super sharp, super smart, been telling me things for years. I've been the one that's been stubborn, but not listening to her. And then when I listen to her, all of a sudden, you know what? Things work. There's just this innateness that sisters have of having that Mother Nature type of feel, that intuition. You know, there's a sense of this spirit and this soul that kind of guides them in what they talk about and how they talk about and how they help to try to guide you. It's just a lot of times we don't listen. We don't want to listen, especially men. We don't want to listen because we're the ones who are stubborn. I would say maybe the only times that I've come in counter with my sisters being stubborn is in things that maybe from a mechanical standpoint that they don't necessarily know or not certain of, don't understand, you know, whether it's something, you know, dealing with, you know, your vehicle, your house, even, you know what, even with some of that stuff, some of my sisters are, they're sharp and they just think differently. They think differently. Women, generally, they think differently. We don't give them enough credit. But I would just say that maybe sometimes where the stubbornness comes from, or where you can try to label my sisters as being stubborn, as it relates to, again, something that's dealing with mechanics, something that's dealing with labor, something that men tend to do, which are those things that are physical. I would say in some situations, as it relates to the aspect of relationships, there may be a little bit of stubbornness there, only because I think that, as we all have some kind of baggage, especially if you've been in relationships. We all have some type of baggage. And then we tend to get in our little huts and we tend to say, you know what? Nope, I believe what I believe and you can't change the way I feel and you can't change my position on that. That's a lot where I would say that some of the stubbornness probably comes from. What you see, even as far as my sisters and their upbringing. In some situations like that, maybe some of them were very religious, or they were brought up in a religious family, and they went to church and they had that beat into their system. That's a part of their morals. That's a part of their principles. Not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying that you can't change their position of what they feel, how they were brought up. So they stand in that position. They stand in that attitude, and it is what it is. You're not changing them. Those are some of the things I could see where somebody would say that my sisters are stubborn. But again, unpopular belief, to me, I believe, with all the sisters I've come in contact with, is that sometimes you can't change them because they are that sharp and that smart in their disposition. They actually are able to give you the information that actually can better yourself, that can help you in that particular situation, that can help you in that particular endeavor. I remember, again, with my sister, super sharp. You know, they say women aren't, women are super emotional. Men are not. I beg to differ with some of that stuff. But with my sister, case in point, shoot, my sister, I got in years ago with crypto. Not early. Wish it would have been early, but I got in with crypto, and I put my sister on, and she and I were trading crypto. And we're working on different coins that we get, looking at projects and stuff like that. And the one thing I started to notice was based off of my ideology and my thought process, which I've always been in the financial realm of dealing with normally the traditional stock market. But I took my expertise over to crypto, though I thought expertise in the crypto, and my sister had no real experience at all with dealing with trading, Wall Street, stock markets, none of that stuff. But she got in crypto, and I started to notice that my sister made better trades than I did. She was able to buy coins and pay attention to some type of pattern that was going on. She had no experience in this stuff, no experience in any of these financial markets, but her brain worked a little bit different than mine, and she was able to capitalize and buy these projects at lower cost than I was able to do and sell them at a profit versus what I was doing. Now you can say, hey, you know what? You probably just didn't know what you're doing or whatever. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I've been okay with what I've been doing, so I'm not going to say that I absolutely don't know what I'm doing. But I would say in this particular situation, that's just an example of the fact that my sisters are naturally smart. They are very smart. You just don't give them credit for it. You think that you see all of this other stuff that makes them appear to be where they're in dealing with drama or dealing with, whatever other stuff that you see out there. It appears that their minds are not wired in a way where they can be absolutely productive, where they absolutely can understand different types of processes or different systems. And you'll be sadly mistaken. I've experienced that sometimes if you listen to them, and they may be stuck in their little positions, but sometimes if you listen to them, you'll be pleasantly surprised that maybe, just maybe, they can give you some guidance and some help, some tips, and it could change your life. It truly can. So, are my sisters stubborn? Yeah, I'll give a little bit of that. Yeah, I can kind of agree with some of that stuff. But why and how and what you get in return, if you listen, and sometimes we got to turn around and point them fingers back at ourselves because maybe we're the ones who are a little bit more stubborn than what they are. Like I said, you'll be surprised. I'll catch you on the next note. Peace out.